Hello, this is Aquafortis from Aquafortis Astrology. And today I wanted to talk about the full moon and partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius that it's happening on the 7th of August 2017. There's a lot to say and I hope I'll say it in the right way and make sense out of it. It is going to be exact, let's get the astronomical part right. It's going to be exact at 2010 Rome time, that is UTC +2. The moon will rise, however, at 2014. So we're going to see the maximum of the eclipse from Rome just exactly as the moon is rising on the horizon. The partial eclipse happens finishes around 2118, and by partial eclipse I mean the darkest part of the eclipse, that is the umber part of the eclipse. So let's say from the moon rising until the darkest part of the eclipse finishes, we have around about 45 minutes to see. It's a little bit, so don't expect great things with your eyes, especially if it's a bit misty and foggy with humidity. The penumbral eclipse, this is when completely the moon gets out of the Earth's shadow, it will happen and finish at about 2250. And that's the astronomical part of it. It's going to happen at the sign of Aquarius at exactly 1525, at exactly the midpoint of the fixed sign of Aquarius. And the fixed points are festivities in the pagan cycles, and it happens to be, astrologically speaking, the 7th of August 2017, the astrological Lammas, the first of the 3 harvest festivities, the one associated with the grains. And today I'm recording on the 1st of August, on the day of when, let's say, everybody decided it's going to be Lammas, the 1st of August. But between the dates has been decided and when actually astrologically it happens, there are usually some days in between. Though it is interesting that we have a full moon with a partial eclipse on the astrological harvest festival. And when our summer holidays are starting. Now, the mention of the moon where the full moon is happening. Now, what are the mentions? Just as the sun has its zodiac houses, the 12th houses, it goes round during the year, and the moon has its own houses that it goes round 28 days. So we have, it is going to happen in the 25th mention of the moon. So let's see if I can get it right, the Arabic name. The Arabic name is Saad Al-Akhbiyah, which translated in English, it's the lucky star of hidden things. So just imagine, we are going to have a partial eclipse with the image of the lucky star of hidden things. Now the key words for this mention is expansion, spreading forth, preservation, nurturing, growth and fruition, its stability and protection. The image related to this mention, because every mention had an image, is a man planting a small tree. Nice, isn't it? And if we look at the image, we can see that behind this man there is a barren tree. And in the foreground, where this tree is being planted, underneath, under the soil, a hidden stream starts gushing out. Always hidden stuff. Saturn rules this mansion. Saturn is cold and dry. He's the hermit par excellence. He's the lord of time and karma, and he's the lord of agriculture. Because it is only by abiding to the laws of time and matter can we really bring to fruition what we plant? Because if we are careless with what we plant and we don't abide to the laws of nature, what we finish is a poor harvest. So we need to be diligent with what we plant. And it's only through that diligence that the hidden water underneath that plant, that tree that we have planted, that water starts coming out, because we had time to sit and meditate on the inner wisdom that comes from observing nature and its cycles. And that's all what Aquarius is about. It's observing nature and cycle. From a bird's eye view, Aquarius is fixed, so is always there, concentrating, air energy that is logic, thinking, and outward going. So what he's thinking, he wants to bring it out to humanity. He's a bit like the scientist, but he's a very cold scientist. Just imagine Mr. Spock of Star Trek. That's Aquarius. Now imagine the moon in Aquarius. The moon is by nature cold and moist. In Aquarius, the moon is not very happy because there's a lot of air and logic, and it dries out the moisture of the moon and makes it even colder and drier. And the expression of emotions are hindered. There's sort of a blocking of the emotional energy. The moon in Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, that tries to control all the emotions and needs and habits in such a strict way that it is as if you have an inner surgeon telling you what you have to do in a very strict manner. It's a great self-discipline that arrives to self-denial. There is sort of a broken line between the mind and the emotions. Sort of the attention becomes more the mind than the emotions. And if we think that Aquarius is the opposite of Leo that governs the heart, there's a shift from the heart energy to the mind energy, to the logic. It's not more the passion, but the mind. The ruler of this moon in Aquarius is Saturn in Sagittarius. Saturn is retrograde just now, so he's going backwards from the Earth's point of view. So he's asking us to revise our structures, to revise our plans, to revise everything that we thought it's practical for our vision. In outward going, mutable energy of Sagittarius. So he's reining in the passionate fire of Sagittarius. So we're adding to this moon a lot of logic and a lot of passion reining in. And this moon is also opposite Mars in Leo that's combust to the sun. So this Mars' Leo is not working as it should. It feels drenched and washed out by the sun. It feels that the sun has taken all the limelight, and he needs to really work hard to make his will come out, his assertiveness to come out. So there will be moments when this Mars will be excessive, out of control. And we're seeing it even with all the heat we have just now. So we are seriously getting out of sync with our emotions, with the needs of the moon. And we are only acting through our logic and passion, which can be a dangerous thing. So if we look at the global chart, the elements in the global chart, there are 3 elements in fire, 2 two planets in air, one planet in earth, and one planet in water. So basically, as we said, we have a lot of fire and a lot of air. As regards fixed, mutable, and cardinal, we are more on the fixed side, so we're concentrating this energy. What is noticeable, besides there's a lot of fire and air and little water and little earth, is that the only inward going planets are the singleton, so that they are the planets Mercury, that is the single planet in Earth, and Venus, the single planet in water. So they are very important, these two planets, Venus and Mercury, because not only they are the only representatives of one of the elements, but they are also the only representatives of an inward going energy. So we have 5 planets wanting to go outward and only 2 wanting to go inward. So this is an unbalanced sort of outward energy. And the moon in Aquarius, interesting enough, he's not talking to Virgo, to Mercury in Virgo and Venus in Cancer, the two single planets in single element. So it's making it even more difficult to connect with water, our emotions, our soul, and with our constructive, pragmatic thinking. So it's sort of saying that to access that wisdom, to access that inner stream, clear water that will help us grow and flourish, that plant we have, the tree that we have planted, we need to find what is hidden. And a partial eclipse, or an eclipse, that's what it does. It hides, it resets. For a period of time, it resets, and then light is brought again, and we see something different. And then we can notice patterns we weren't noticing before. There is also Jupiter in Libra, so that's air energy, outward going, trying to initiate things, that is fueling more logic to this already logical moon. But this logic is more Venusian, so it is a little bit sweeter somehow. As a base note, drumming note to all this chart, to all this drama taking place, there is Pluto in Capricorn squaring Jupiter in Libra. So we have an Earth cardinal energy, inward going, the Lord of the underworld, dismembering, disintegrating all what we thought is society, all that keeps society together. He's trying to say, fine, I need to reset everything, I need to destroy everything. And Jupiter and Libra is saying, yes, but do you need to be so destructive? Can't we do it in a fair way, in a more harmonious way? So they are trying to find a compromise. And it is an aspect that it's keep on going for quite some time. It is as if there is trying to breathe new air, new ideas in an earth that has been completely decomposed, so that it can structure around these new ideas new structures that are more helpful, more fair. But first, something from our unconsciousness, something from our habits, something from our mental programming, because there's a moon in Aquarius, so it's a logical, mental, subconscious thinking that needs to be reset and needs to be flushed down in the dragon's tail. So there we see how the Pluto in Capricorn is sinking in with this partial lunar eclipse. there's this, we need to let things die. We need to let things go away. We need to reset. Time will tell us what it is. Perhaps looking at your Leo and Aquarius houses, you might get where the action is taking place. What is our job just now is to be vigilant. It is making space for what needs to leave. There is also an interesting aspect that Mercury in Virgo, which is a pragmatic, methodical, efficient thinking, is at odds with Neptune in Pisces. And we can see why it's in odds. So Neptune in Pisces is the unstructured unreality. It's the unbounded, foggy infinity. And you have Mercury there on the other side in Virgo trying to analyze every single thing and putting it in boxes and labels. When on the other side you have the unlabeling of everything. You can see how they are odds. And they are trying to find a truth in Venus in Cancer. And how nice is that? So they're trying to find a compromise in the sweetness of nurturing and creating new life through the water energy. And remember that the only Earth planet and the only water planet are Venus and Mercury. And they are trying to talk to something that is completely unstructured, in complete dissolvence, through Neptune. So we come back again to that hidden stream that we can't access with logic, that something needs to go. There's a sort of a viral programming in the computer that is putting us in a loop. And the lunar eclipse, the Earth passing on the moon and blocking the sun arriving on the moon, it's sort of like switching off the computer, having time to take off the viral program there, resetting it completely, and putting it through the universal shredder, I call it, the South Node. You're shredding all that viral programming, and when the light comes back, we'll slowly start seeing the difference. And Mercury retrograde, that will be a couple of days afterwards, but it's already in its shadow, and would be even in the other eclipse that it's happening on the 21st, 22nd, according where you are. Mercury retrograde, the messengers of the gods, the one that can go to the underworld and to the gods without being harmed, is going to help in the process. So look at where your Aquarius and Leo houses are. That's where the action, where the flushing, where the shredding is going to take place. And if you would like to know more how these energies are expressing themselves in your natal chart, please contact me for a private reading through my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, that is Aquafortis Astrology. Well, if you like this video, I know it's a little bit long, but there was a lot to say. If you like this video, please thumbs up, share, subscribe. It's a free and simple way of helping me out. I wish you a blessed eclipse, lunar eclipse. May all that needs to go, go. Bye.